The new look Toronto Raptors is a team that I enjoy watching, and I think is going to be one of the more exciting teams to watch in the NBA season. What really pisses me off is when I'm scrolling through YouTube, I'm watching TikTok, and these big YouTubers just continue to say that the Raptors are not a top 8 team in the Eastern Conference. And whoever thinks that, you just don't know basketball, bro. The Toronto Raptors have a new coach as well, Darko Rajakovic, and in this game, guys, there was a offensive scheme used which he loves to use, and this is called 0.5 offense. He does not want anyone to hold the ball for longer than a second, and the ball continues to move and move until it finds a wide open shooter or a guy wide open in the paint. And this was working wonders throughout the whole game, and I think against other NBA competition, it will be amazing because it kind of reminds me of European basketball, and I just love to watch that. And this is where Dennis Schroder will really thrive in this type of situation. In today's video, I'll be talking about the 5 players that stood out to me on the Toronto Raptors, and I'll also be addressing some hate that a few of these Raptors players are getting, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. Let's get right on to the first player. Number 1, we gotta start off with Trent Jr. You know, I always predict this, I say this every single year. Trent Jr. is one of the most important pieces in the Toronto Raptors organization. He's always in those trade talks, but he's the most professional player in that whole locker room. He does not flare out, he does not complain about stuff. He goes out there and he is a scoring machine. And I kind of like him coming off the bench. Against the Sacramento Kings, Darko Rajakovic used this guy perfectly. He is the main guy coming off the bench and he's running that second unit to perfection. He was coming off a lot of dribble handoffs with Jakob Poeltl. He was doing a lot of floaters in the paint when the young guys weren't really, contributing to the offensive side. And when things just went slow, that's when we gave the ball to Trent Jr. and he shot it lights out. Now let's move on to the second player that stood out to me, and this was Scotty Barnes. Although his jump shot wasn't really going down from the 3-pointer, he went 0 for 2 from 3. His jump shot looked so much more smooth, and it is way quicker than it was last season. He could really shoot it off the dribble and pull up in people's faces. And when I was watching this Raptors game, I was laughing every single second because every Scotty Barnes video I make, there's always a couple of hate comments saying, oh, he's not efficient, he's never going to be the main guy, he can't handle the ball. Well, in 17 minutes of playing, he had 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Just imagine when he's playing full minute. And Scotty Barnes was so much more aggressive than I've ever seen him. There were a couple possessions where he got the ball from the rebound and he just pushed it full court and he dished it off to like Thad Young for a wide open dunk. This aggressiveness is what we need from Scotty. Which brings me on to my third player, and this is Dennis Schroder. His ability to find players is absolutely amazing. Although he wasn't crazy on the offensive end, he was an amazing player when it came to running pick and rolls with Jakob Poeltl and dishing it to OG Anunoby when he was penetrating it in the paint. This could be very deadly when the season starts. Dennis Schroder comes off screens, penetrates the paint, and he can kick it to any shooter that's in the perimeter. And when he plays basketball, he's such a selfless player. He doesn't look for his own offense. That's why people think, oh, he's mid, oh, he can't create for himself, he can't shoot. Well, he shot a 3-pointer this game, but he wasn't looking to score. He was looking to get other people involved, and that's what I love in a point guard. Now let's move on to the fourth player that stood out to me. This is not in any order, it's just the players that I enjoyed. And this was OG Anunoby. This guy is probably one of the most efficient players when it comes to knocking down 3-point shots. And once again, like I said, him paired with Dennis Schroder is going to be very dangerous. And especially when Scotty's running full speed at the paint, people are going to have to double team him. And that's when OG Anunoby is going to be wide open. I also love the off-the-dribble creation from OG Anunoby, and there was a little bit of beef going on in that game. Oh yeah, there was some trash talk. Chris Duarte, yeah, I know, who the hell is Chris Duarte? I'm just joking. Chris Duarte started some trash talk with OG Anunoby. OG wasn't having it, so Gary Trent and OG Anunoby were just going at that dude all game, and they completely annihilated him. Gary had 22 and OG had 14 points. That just shows Duarte couldn't even hold any of those players. And finally, to cap off the video, I want to talk about Jalen McDaniels. This dude is an absolute snag from free agency. We got him for so cheap, and one thing that he does is space out the floor for you. And tonight was a very prime example of that. He had 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist, and shot 80% from the field, the dude is just ready to knock down a three-pointer when Scotty or Dennis Schroder penetrates the paint. I'm very excited about this team. There's a lot of new schemes that I'm trying to pick up on, so whenever these regular season games start, be ready for some crazy videos about the Toronto Raptors. Pascal Siakam also played very well in the new system. I liked how Chris Boucher was grabbing the rebounds, going back up with it.
I always say he who hesitates is lost. And he take you right.
But these players weren't in any order. It was just me talking about the 5 players that stood out to me. My predictions for the Toronto Raptors this season is a top 6 team in the East. Scotty's really looking aggressive this season, and if he can step up his game to that superstar, all-star level, the Raptors are going far, man. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's been all for your boy Mopsy Hoops. I'll catch y'all in the next one.